strategies for sustainable growth in disability care businesses. If you've ever finished a big month, looked at your revenue and still felt uneasy, you're not imagining it. On paper, things look good. Participants are coming in, rosters are full, the business is busy, and yet there's a quiet weight sitting underneath it all. That's because in 2026, growth on its own doesn't mean stability. For many providers, growing quickly is actually what exposes the cracks. More people, more staff, more moving parts. Without the right structure underneath, the business starts pulling on you instead of supporting you. This year isn't about doing more. It's about building something that can hold what you already have. The NDIS price guide is tight. Compliance expectations are higher. Plans are more flexible. And registration is no longer optional in many areas. We can't outgrow thin margins by adding volume. If something costs us money at a small scale, it costs us more at a bigger scale. That's the part that catches people off guard. Sustainable growth in 2026 comes from efficiency, clarity, and consistency, not expansion for the sake of it. One of the fastest ways to create pressure is trying to offer everything. A bit of SIL, some community access, some personal care, a few one-off supports here and there. It looks flexible, but it's expensive to hold. Every extra service type adds training requirements, policy complexity, compliance risk, and admin load. Teams get stretched and no one feels confident or settled. Sustainable providers pick a lane. They become known for doing one or two things extremely well. That focus simplifies recruitment, training, documentation, and referrals. It also makes you easier to trust. Depth creates stability. Breadth creates noise. Growth often shows up as hiring, but hiring before your current team is properly utilized usually makes things worse. If workers are only billable part of the time because of gaps, travel, or messy rostering, the business is leaking money quietly every day. Before adding people, look at how the roster actually runs. Where are the gaps? Where are the overlaps? Where is time being lost? When teams understand how full rosters support wages, training, and job security, something shifts. Responsibility becomes shared instead of pushed uphill. Strong utilization creates breathing room. The breathing room funds growth properly. Admin pressure compounds with scale. If every new participant adds more manual work, more checking, more fixing, the business eventually slows under its own weight. In 2026, systems matter. Progress should flow into billing without rework. Rosters should connect cleanly to payroll. Compliance tracking should not rely on memory. This isn't about removing the human side of care. It's about removing unnecessary effort so people can focus where it matters. When systems are clean, growth feels lighter instead of heavier. This one is uncomfortable but necessary. Funding decisions take time. Appeals take longer. Housing vacancies last months. If the business can't absorb delays without stress, expansion will create panic, not progress. A 3-month buffer is not excess, it's protection. It gives you time to make good decisions. It stops rushed hires. It prevents taking on the wrong participant just to plug a hole. Sustainable growth requires runway. Without it, every change feels urgent. If growth still depends on you fixing problems, filling gaps, and holding everything together, the business has reached its limit. This isn't about stepping away completely. It's about building leadership layers that can hold responsibility without constant oversight. Clear expectations, clear decision-making, clear systems people can rely on. When leadership is shared, pressure drops. When pressure drops, the business steadies. a steady business can grow. Keeping participants and staff is far cheaper than constantly replacing them. Retention comes from predictability. The same workers, clear communication, consistent support. In a flexible funding environment, people leave when things feel messy or unreliable. They stay when things feel calm and organised. Strong retention reduces onboarding costs, admin load, and roster disruption. It also creates natural referrals without effort. Most profit is lost in small, repeated friction. The extra email, the manual check, the missing signature, the roster that needs fixing again. One leak might not matter. Dozens of them do. Each week, identify one thing that feels unnecessarily hard and fix it. A clearer template, a better sequence, a boundary that stops rework. Small fixes compound into capacity. Values don't scale on their own. As the business grows, what you care about needs to show up in how decisions are made, how mistakes are handled, and how people are supported. Culture lives in systems, not speeches. When expectations are clear and consistent, the business stays steady, even when you are not in the room. That's what allows growth without burnout. Ask your senior team one question. What part of the business feels heavier than it should right now? Listen carefully. That answer points directly to where growth is being blocked. Fixing that one thing creates more capacity than chasing more work. Sustainable growth in 2026 isn't loud, it's steady. It looks like clarity, not chaos. Structure, not scramble. Progress that doesn't cost your health or your team. If you want ongoing guidance that helps you build that kind of business, hit subscribe. I'm here to help you grow in a way that actually holds. Are you looking for strategies to sustainable growth in disability care businesses? Then watch my full video, linked below to learn how.